Like, is that even extreme? Because to get the semen to put inside of the mother cow, we also have to jerk off a bunch of bulls. Is humans jerking off another species extreme? Like, it seems pretty normal, you know? Like, why would you grab the soy milk and the almond milk when you could just jerk off a bull, extract their semen, and then forcibly artificially inseminate a mother cow? Like, that's not extreme, but grabbing soy milk is. Like, what? Dude, vegans are just so extreme, right? Hey, what is up, guys? So if you haven't seen my videos in the past, just know that I'm probably one of the most alpha and intelligent anti-vegan activists out there. I usually spend my time taking a shit on vegans, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to be covering why vegans are just so extreme. All right, so to start, I want to talk about what veganism actually is and what it means to be an ethical vegan. I mean, vegans think that not just dogs and cats, you know, those really cute animals that we all love, not just dogs and cats, but all animals that can experience suffering and pain should be free of suffering and pain. And this is just probably the most extreme thing I've ever heard. It's probably why I'm honestly covering it first. Like, why would we want to live in a world where not just humans, cats, and dogs get to be free of pain, but also cows and pigs and chickens? Like, how extreme to be against animal abuse, but for all animals? Like, I thought that animal abuse was like a thing where we only are against it when the animal we look at is like cute to us, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it's just weird. Like, I thought that we were giving rights based on cuteness, not off of the capacity to feel pain and suffer. So I'm just really confused at this kind of part of the vegan philosophy. Like, why do we have to care about all animals? Like, what? God, these vegans are just f***ing insane. Vegans also don't respect other people's cultures. Like, there's cultures of people that consume cows, pigs, and chickens, and they don't respect those cultures. Like, obviously, too, I'm consistent with this reasoning. Like, if there was a culture of people that were consuming and torturing and exploiting human beings, I would be totally okay with that. You know, because I respect people's cultures though. You know what I mean? So like, vegans look at all these innocent, indigenous, and whatever, all these other cultures that practice using, stabbing, exploiting, and just artificially inseminating over and over and over these innocent beings that would rather just be free from humans. And they say, that's not right. You know, they say like, how about you leave those animals alone? And I mean, how do you not think about their culture first before you think about the suffering and death of these animals? Like, I just don't understand how vegans can be so extreme to think that suffering and death should matter more than upholding someone's culture. Weird. Who am I to tell somebody to stop practicing their culture, especially when that culture involves mass genocide? That would just be rude and extreme. Another really crazy thing about vegans is that they've reduced their chances of being victim of our #1 killer, heart disease, through consuming a diet that is, you know, lower in saturated fat and void of dietary cholesterol. Like, how extreme to rid yourself of having a higher chance of a heart attack? Like, you know what's not extreme? Having a heart attack, needing open bypass surgery to save your life. You know, if you want to be #1 in life, you ought to increase your chances of dying from our #1 killer. I mean, it just makes sense. Like, this is just logic. So like, why are vegans reducing their chances of needing open bypass surgery or having like a heart attack and all these things when they can increase their chances of that by having like bacon and cheese and all these amazing foods? Like, how extreme to not want to pay thousands of dollars to have bypass surgery? Having to pay thousands of dollars for open heart surgery is less extreme than eating healthy. All right, so get this. Vegans are also grown adults who don't consume breast milk from a bovine mammal. They don't have like their milk from the excretions of a bovine mammal, a species which they're not even a part of. How extreme is that? Like, there's no blood in their milk, there's no pus in their milk. They just have things like almond milk, soy milk, hemp milk, pea milk. They don't like to have their milk come out of the breast of a large bovine mammal. That has to be like some of the weirdest shit ever. Like, when you're a grown adult, you're supposed to have breast milk still, right? Like, doesn't that make sense? I mean, what are vegans thinking nowadays that they can be so much of adults that they don't have to have breast milk? Now, put aside the blood and pus that's not in their milk, which, you know, obviously you should be having. When you buy milk, you pay for mother cows to be separated from their young because we don't want the baby calf to take away the milk that's for us humans. So when you buy dairy, you're separating mothers from their young. I mean, that's not extreme at all, right? And also, for dairy to be produced, mother cows have to be perpetually, forcibly, artificially inseminated over and over and over so that they can continue to lactate and produce milk for us humans. Like, is that even extreme? Because to get the semen to put inside of the mother cow, we also have to jerk off a bunch of bulls. Is humans jerking off another species extreme? Like, it seems pretty normal, you know? Like, why would you grab the soy milk and the almond milk when you can just jerk off a bull, extract their semen, and then forcibly, artificially inseminate a mother cow? Like, that's not extreme, but grabbing soy milk is. Like, what? Dude, vegans are just so extreme, right? Oh, and get this. During Thanksgiving, vegans don't like to stick their bread or their stuffing up the cloaca or anus of a dead bird. Like, how weird is that? Like, why would you not take your food and instead of putting it on a plate, put it up the cloaca of a dead bird where and blood and piss pass through? Like, my food should be where piss, blood, and pass through. That's not extreme. Oh, and don't even get me started on bacon. I mean, you guys see my hat. Like, I'm a huge bacon lover. And vegans try to say that pigs being gassed to death, you know, like forced into gas chambers to be burned from the inside out, is more important than the couple seconds of taste pleasure that I get when I put bacon into my mouth. Like, how are vegans so extreme and silly that they think that a pig being gassed to death is more important than my bacon? Like, my pleasure should come before pigs suffering and dying. You know what I mean? You know what is more extreme than all this? Saving the planet. Like, the vegan diet doesn't support some of the leading causes of environmental damage on the planet. So vegans will talk sometimes about how their diet is better for the planet. But why would you want to structure your diet around foods which potentially reduce the chances of all life on Earth dying out? Like, why would you say, today I'm gonna try to eat a diet that doesn't increase the chances of all life on Earth dying? Like, that is so weird and extreme. Is all sentient life, you know, dying out a big deal? Like, no, and that's not extreme either. So I think this really just all makes sense. Like, why would you be like, yeah, man, you know, we should be eating a diet that, you know, saves the planet? Like, why do we even, who cares about the planet? You know what I mean? Like, that's weird and extreme to even think about. Like, environmentalism, that's extreme, right? All right, let's talk about fashion now. Vegans think that we shouldn't be ripping the fur off of foxes and minks and raccoons to look fashionable. They offer alternatives, like, you know, like fake leather, fake fur, and they say that, oh, these things look the same, but they don't involve, you know, ripping skin off of innocent beings. But like, what is fashion without torture and killing? Like, how am I gonna look good to all my friends without my fur? Like, my real fur. Like, even if I walk around and look the same as my friends who have real fur while I'm wearing fake fur, the fact is that my fur wasn't the product of torture and killing. You know, like, where they confine all these foxes and minks and all these things into like closed spaces because we need to have their fur. That is just not really, like, I don't know. I just think it's extreme to provide an alternative to torturing foxes, minks, and raccoons. You know what I mean? So guys, I know I talked earlier about plant milks, but I want to talk about some of the, you know, fake meats and fake products they have as well. Like Impossible Foods, Beyond Meat, and all these like fake ice creams and donuts and waffles and pizza and all these different foods that vegans have. They're versions of animal products which are better for the planet, better for my health, and don't require the mass enslavement of animals. Why would somebody be so extreme to be like, oh, I'm gonna buy the option that doesn't support slavery, that's better for my health, and that's better for the planet? What is the value in that? Like, I don't know if I'm out of touch with reality or what, but like, it's just weird to care about those things. You know what I mean? Like, it's just extreme. Hey dude, could I interest you in a lifestyle that doesn't support slavery, improves your health, and is better for the planet? Why would I care about improving my health, not supporting slavery, and helping prevent the destruction of the planet? Oh, well, I mean, I just figure you may value your health. You may think that torturing innocent beings is a bad thing, and that it's probably like a good idea to have a planet to live on. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So What is the lifestyle? Oh yeah, so it's the vegan life. Dude, that's way too extreme. No shot.
Dude, even vegans don't get your weird, stupid wannabe sense of irony here. Who's your audience? Nobody gets these dumb jokes. Dude, even vegans don't get your weird, stupid